Well, again, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a pleasure to welcome you to this very, very special night. It is the 5th annual President's Dinner. Now, as a proud Indiana State University alum and former volunteer, and now member of the Indiana State University staff, I've had the privilege of seeing firsthand the remarkable impact this university makes on the lives of students, families, and the entire community. Indiana State has always held a special place in my heart. It's where I discovered my purpose, built lasting friendships, and learned what it truly means to be part of something bigger than myself. And tonight, we're surrounded by people who continue to make that same difference, those who give back to keep the Sycamore spirit strong. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to thank our great partners at Sodexo for providing such a delicious dinner this evening and for sponsoring the cocktail reception. I think we can all agree they've outdone themselves once again. And I also want to take a moment to recognize Shelby Winstead. She is our Stewardship, Marketing, and Communications Coordinator, and she is responsible for the Be So Bold campaign report, the lovely one you see on your tables tonight, and the videos that you're going to see with Envisionary. Let's give Shelby a round of applause. And she didn't know we were doing that, so she is very red right now. Hi, Shelby. Well, this is an evening of celebration, of generosity, achievement, and community. We'll honor our distinguished alumni, Philanthropy Award recipients, and the Student Philanthropy Award winners, each of whom embodies the values that make Indiana State University so extraordinary. So sit back, relax, and get ready for an inspiring evening that showcases the very best of our Sycamore family. Now, please join me in welcoming the 13th President of Indiana State University, Dr. Mike Goddard, to bring greetings before we begin tonight's award presentations.
Thanks, Rondrell, and truly wonderful to see so many members of the Indiana State University family gathered here this evening. Our alumni, our friends, our faculty, staff, and students, all united by our shared belief in the power of education and the promise that it brings. Thank you for being here to celebrate not only these remarkable Sycamores, but also a truly historic moment for Indiana State University. In addition to honoring tonight's award recipients, we celebrate the successful conclusion, as Andrea said earlier, of the Be So Bold campaign. Together, we raised an incredible $133 million. This surpassed our goal and demonstrated truly the deep commitment our Sycamore community has to the future of this great university. These contributions represent far more than numbers. They reflect a world of opportunity, the successful transformation for our students to allow for them to make an impact. Our distinguished alumni, Philanthropy Award recipients, and Student Philanthropy Award winners from the Lemon Club embody the very best of Indiana State: integrity, perseverance, and an unwavering dedication to serving others. Philanthropy lies at the heart of our mission and remains one of my top priorities as president. It enables us to provide an exceptional education built on integrity and academic excellence. Your generosity fuels the programs and the scholarships that change lives and strengthen the communities that we serve. One of the most exciting outcomes of this campaign is the Sycamore Success Scholarship, which is an initiative designed to provide more opportunities for more students and help them cross the finish line. As a personal note to this was one of the initiatives that Catherine and I really had in our hearts to ensure that we provided those students those opportunities to have an access to education, but also to ensure that they got across the finish line as well. I'd like to express a special thank you to someone who's here with us tonight who had the vision to be able to be the lead gift in this new scholarship, and that's Joe Einstanding. Joe, thank you. Jo really embodies what it means to be a Sycamore. She's always thinking about others, and she's always thinking about the next generation and how she can be a part of that. We're just thrilled to walk alongside her and be able to see this through and award our first Sycamore Success Scholarships to our students starting in the fall of 2026. This embodies our enduring commitment to making higher education more affordable and ensuring that every deserving student has the chance to become part of the Sycamore story. It will sustain the momentum of the Be So Bold and drive enrollment, growth, and success for years to come. Tonight is a celebration of generosity, achievement, and community. Thank you for being a part of this extraordinary moment and for helping us nurture a culture of care that empowers every Sycamore to succeed. I'm deeply grateful to everyone in this room for all you do to advance our mission. I look forward to a wonderful evening together as we honor our awardees and all those who make Indiana State such a special place. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much, President Goddard. I think I speak for many in this room when I say it's the stories of our students and graduates that make Indiana State such a memorable and meaningful place. Each and every Sycamore I've had the pleasure of meeting embodies the same values. Those are hard work, dedication, optimism, and hopefulness. These admirable qualities define those who care deeply about Sycamores and the wider community. This is why we're so excited to present our first award of the evening, the Student Philanthropy Award. The Student Philanthropy Award was established in the fall of 2021 by the Student Philanthropy Organization. We are fortunate to have several outstanding members with us tonight. Now, if you haven't had a chance yet, I encourage you to connect with one of these inspiring students and hear about their Indiana State University experience firsthand. Now, please turn your attention to the video screens to learn more about this year's Student Philanthropy Award recipient, the Lemon Club.
Lemon Club is a branch of Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation.
We raise money for childhood cancer research.
Lemon Club embodies Sycamores supporting Sycamores.
We raise money and awareness through events such as lemonade stands. We also have campus engagement through our general events, such as like bingo, a Jeopardy night, picnic with a purpose, and also our Halloween party.
All that we do goes towards childhood cancer research, which helps families in need.
We usually do a lemonade stand every other week. When it's warm out, it's typically by the fountain, and then when it's maybe not so warm outside or the weather's not great, it's typically inside the HMSU just tabling and trying to raise awareness.
Cancer doesn't really have a cure yet, but every dollar donated can get us that much closer to finding that cure.
Outside of just their efforts with raising awareness and funds for childhood cancer research, they are invested in making sure that students know that they are supported. They host de-stress events where they can come and partner with other students and take a break from the stresses of college life. They are here to provide opportunities for other students to really enjoy their experience at Indiana State University and know that they're never alone.
Receiving this award really means a lot. We weren't expecting an award. It's not what we set out to do. We set out to raise awareness and raise money for the cause that we care about the most. By receiving this award, my hope is that we can get even more engagement and have even more people join the club so that even more people can work towards this cause. Hopefully we can raise more awareness and raise even more money.
The Lemon Club is deserving of this award because of their passion and drive for their mission to raise funds and awareness for childhood cancer research and to let students know that they are never alone during their time at Indiana State University.
Joining us now on stage to present the Lemon Club with their award is Student Philanthropy President Lillian Dickerson. Lemon Club, come on up. One more time, a round of applause as they come. Congratulations and thank you to the Student Philanthropy Organization and the Lemon Club. Our next award is all about celebrating what it means to be a proud Sycamore. The John P. Newton Spirit of Indiana State University Award was established in 2010 to honor John Newton's 50-year connection to the university as an alumnus and university leader. We are so fortunate to have John join us tonight to present this award. We also have several past recipients of this award with us tonight. Will all former John P. Newton Spirit of Indiana State University recipients please stand and be recognized? Tonight, we are proud to honor Sycamore supporters who, like John, demonstrate a deep dedication to the advancement of Indiana State. Please turn your attention to the video screens for a special video about the 2025 John P. Newton Spirit of Indiana State University Award recipient, Lindsay Montgomery.
Lizzie Montgomery's encouragement keeps us on our toes.
He's really passionate.
He's fun, and he loves Indiana State.
Lindsay, he's always been the life of the party, jovial.
The Spirit of Indiana State University Award is about someone that just loves their alma mater and does anything they can to promote what's going on here at Indiana State and promote our students. That's Lindsay Montgomery.
I know John Newton because he gave me my scholarship when I came here to Indiana State University. So I know John and I know Lindsay, and I think Lindsay shows like that spirit that John has, very friendly, and so Lindsay's like that too. He's just done so much lately in these last 4 or 5 years with the Plaza. Who else that I know has put that much into it in this period of time? So I think he's very fitting for the award, very fitting.
He epitomizes John Newton. His spirit, his energy, his dedication to Indiana State is unmatched. I call Lindsay, he's talking ISU and just what he can do to just make the university better. And that spirit, Lindsay is like Mr. Indiana State on the East Coast.
He wants to engage with our students, mentor them. He's still very involved with his fraternity. And then when he gets behind a project or is passionate about someone or something, he's going to let everybody know about it.
Lindsay's leadership, as far as raising money for the NPAC Plaza, the best way I can say it, if we didn't have Lindsay, I don't know if we would have done it. Lindsay was instrumental in reaching out to everyone. I mean, each of the D9 organization, even my own organization, Kappa Alpha Psi, Lindsay was reaching out to each and every member. And I think because of that, and because of his passion for what the Plaza meant to not only him, but to the entire university, it just came across, and it really compelled people to follow his lead.
Projects like the NPAC Plaza shows current students and even alumni that we are still able to keep growing and still able to keep elevating in our organizations in general. Being able to know that we have something good coming for us, it allows us to stay encouraged to be able to keep going and be able to be proud of what we do in our organizations.
I'm proud of him. Proud to say I know him. Proud to say I work with him.
Lindsay Montgomery is calling me right now during this interview. I can't make that up, so I'll call him back later. It'd be funny if he knew that.
I love that. It's true to life, it is. Lindsay, please come to the stage and accept your award. Two of the best dressed people tonight. Wow. Congratulations again, Lindsay, on your much-deserved award. Your dedication and excitement are truly inspiring and make a lasting impact on Indiana State University. Well, now it is time to introduce our March On Award recipients. The March On Award honors transformational philanthropy to Indiana State. This special award, named for the university's first comprehensive campaign and fight song, signifies the important role of our alumni, friends, faculty, staff, and corporate partners in what they have in Indiana State's growth and success. We have several past recipients of this award with us tonight. Will all former March On Award recipients please stand and be recognized for your significant contributions to Indiana State. Well, just as each of the past and current recipients of the March On Award are special individuals in their own right, each piece of glass in this handcrafted award is also unique. This award was created by a friend of Indiana State University, Margie Colgan from Margie's Glass Creations. We are certainly grateful for this beautiful piece of artwork to represent the generosity of these sycamores. Now, please direct your attention to the video screens to learn more about our first March On Award recipient this evening, Mary and Mike Blackwell.
Mike and Mary were always very genuine.
Mike and Mary have helped transform Indiana State baseball.
The Blackwells have inspired myself to give back to the community.
Their passion and love for Indiana State, it's shown.
Blackwells were able to watch the Sycamores win the NCAA regionals. It was then that the conversation and the discussion began around how could they enhance the experience for our fans. And thus began the discussion about the Blackwell bullpen. With Mike's health beginning to diminish and his eventual passing in 2024, it was evident at that time that the Blackwell family felt even more strongly about his idea of building the Blackwell bullpen and supporting Sycamore baseball. And now to really do it in a way that celebrated Mike's legacy and the legacy of the Blackwell family, this was the last vision that Mike really had for Sycamore baseball.
I'm very excited for the Blackwell bullpen, as I think it'll create a very cool atmosphere at Bob Warren, and I think it separates us from other MVC schools.
They have helped just transform Bob Warren Field.
The Blackwell family recognized that the foundation of all the student athletes starts here. You know, it all starts in the weight room. And for as long as I've been here, which is almost 20 years, this is the biggest gift and one of the very few gifts that we've ever received in strength and conditioning. And the best thing about the gift for the weight room is that it touches every athlete. It goes beyond just one team. So you're talking hundreds of athletes over years and years and years. So really, it's impactful for thousands of athletes.
Transformational gifts like what the Blackwells have done, it does inspire others to give. For us, that's what's really going to make us, again, being from competitive to excellent. They've influenced others, but they also been a good sounding board for me in terms of the direction that we want to go and how they feel about where we're at as a university, but certainly as an athletic department.
They've helped transform Indiana State baseball as a powerhouse, as a top 25 program. It's so hard to constantly keep up, but the Blackwell family has helped us keep up with everybody else in the country.
The Blackwells are deserving of the March On Award because they've taken a lifelong love and affinity for Indiana State, and they've turned that into philanthropic support of scholarships, of programs, of teams, and of Sycamore athletics in general that has truly made an impact and looked for ways to even enhance the experiences of our fans. Their love for Indiana State has gone on for decades and will continue into the future to celebrate the legacy of Mike Blackwell and the Blackwell family.
Mary, please join us on stage for the presentation of your March On Award. Mary, we just want to thank you for your longtime support of Sycamore Athletics. We're so happy to join you and your family in celebrating Mike's vision, and we're grateful for your lifelong commitment to Indiana State. That commitment will make sure that Mike's legacy lives on, so congratulations again on this well-deserved award. Our next March On Award recipient is posthumously honoring Dr. Peggy Sankey. Please direct your attention to the video boards to learn more about her impact.
Dr. Sankey was an amazing woman. She gave joyfully, generously, and quietly.
She dedicated her life and her career to healthcare.
Practicing medicine was her calling, and she worked long hours, was always present, ready to answer your questions and to help people. As a Terre lawyer, my law firm represented her father, Charles O. Sankey, and he was a farmer and school teacher where Peggy was raised as a farm girl. And when he passed away, I helped handle his estate, and Peggy was a personal representative, and that's how I started spending time with her. She was a competent doctor, and she was raised on a farm, and I had been raised on a farm. We had a lot to talk about enjoying our farming practices. I know Peggy appreciated her Indiana State education because it helped her be admitted as one of the few women to the IU School of Medicine in the 1960s.
She was a board-certified pathologist. So that was a big jump from hospital pathologist into a primary care position, just taking care of patients face to face. But with her background, she grew up on a farm just off down Margaret Avenue on the east side of Terre Haute. So she integrated very well with everybody she saw, and she could discuss anything and everything with them. She demonstrated her service to helping people because she's always there available for them. She appreciated her education at Indiana State University and wanted to give back to them because they helped her get started into her career.
Peggy believed that medical technology and knowing how to use medical equipment was important to the effective practice of medicine. So she wanted to help Indiana State have the budget items to obtain that equipment to effectively train medical assistants and nurses.
Dr. Sankey's unbelievable generosity and support over the years says a lot about how well she understood Indiana State's place in the region and in the state, and how we prepare people for healthcare professions. I think she really had a great sense of how Indiana State is critical to rural healthcare, but also just how we prepare a wide range of people for professions in healthcare. Her gift is going to allow us to make sure that we continue into the future students who absolutely get to work with the most cutting-edge technology. So our graduates are going to be prepared in whatever profession they choose from the very beginning. It's a great example of how we have so many generous donors who support experiential learning. Certainly Dr. Sankey is deserving of the March On Award. I mean, obviously the level of her generosity is incredible. Also the consistency of that support over the years.
Dr. Sankey would visit students on campus, she'd tour our facilities, she would meet with deans and find out the needs of the programs that she was passionate about. All those years that she gave back, she did not want anyone to know. She wanted to remain completely anonymous with her gifts. She wanted to make it about the students that she could help and what she could provide to the university. Her gift allows our health and human services area and our pre-med students to have the most current equipment to practice on. I feel privileged for having to get to know her through the years, and to be able to honor her now and her lifelong commitment to her alma mater is really special and meaningful, and we hope that it helps people understand just how big of an impact she's made here at Indiana State.
Please join me now in welcoming Dr. Frank Swain to the stage to accept the March On Award on behalf of Dr. Sankey. Dr. Swaim, on behalf of Indiana State University, we are so grateful for the support of your late wife. Her ties to Indiana State span decades. Our next generation of those in the medical field will thank you both for believing in them. So again, thank you and congratulations. Now it is our pleasure to introduce the next March On Award recipient this evening, Tim Wiseman. Please direct your attention to the video screens to hear more about Tim's connection to the campus.
Tim continues to be a mentor to others and leads by example.
He has supported lots of things at Indiana State. He works quietly, he works hard, but it's usually behind the scenes.
He is truly an example of what makes Indiana State University great.
I met Tim at Indiana State University over 30 years ago when he joined Pi Kappa Alpha. My initial impression of Tim is his leadership abilities, taking on positions, learning from the ground up, but then taking leadership roles as they opened up.
He was being recruited by Pi Kappa Alpha, which is the fraternity that I was the chapter advisor for. And he made an impression the very first time we met, even though he was soft-spoken, but he's one of those people that after you met, you remembered him, and I ended up later being advisor when he was president of the chapter. We found things that we had in common, not only about our notions on leadership and advisement, but about life in general, and that grew into a friendship that has continued to grow ever since.
Tim has been a constant force for good on Indiana State University's campus, while his dedicated support of our construction management program has directly enhanced countless students' educational experiences. His impact extends far beyond our college. His contributions to his fraternity, his engagement across campus, and his genuine care for student success at every level make him a true champion of the Indiana State University community.
He co-chaired the Capitol campaign when Pikes built their first facility here at Indiana State. He gave that everything he had, was very successful with it, allowed us to build about a $3.5 million structure. He and his colleagues raised the money for it and helped design it, and it turned out wonderfully.
One of the proudest traditions of Pi Kappa Alpha, Indiana State, is a commitment to service and a deep loyalty to the alma mater. Tim's loyalty and generosity are shining examples of those teachings. His recognition with the March On Award affirms how those values endure beyond graduation.
Tim has been involved with the university by helping out support other scholarships that have been active for 30 years. These are individuals that donated their own money, and at that time was significant enough to help support undergraduate individuals. So Tim helped support them by adding to those funds. So those scholarships can continue on indefinitely with those individuals' names as the scholarship names. Tim, not looking for any recognition, did this to help support the undergraduates as much as he could. Tim is a selfless individual who continues to give from his heart.
Tim, please join us on stage for the presentation of your March On Award. Thank you again, Tim. You have given back to Indiana State not only through your philanthropic support, but also your service in many volunteer leadership roles, so we certainly appreciate everything you've done. Our final March On Award honorees are Rob and Tammy York. Please direct your attention to the video screens to learn more about their generosity through York Automotive.
York Automotive has been a supporter of Indiana State for decades.
He really understands the athletic dynamic. He wants us to be really successful. Rob York's support is invaluable to our needs and how we can be successful, within our men's basketball program. It allows us to
do a lot of other things, whether that's charter a flight, be able to buy a game at home, be able to provide extra things for our players throughout the year. To have that support and also his friendship with that means a great deal to me and our men's basketball program.
Corporate partners like York Automotive really drive our support for Indiana State. We couldn't really achieve the things that we're achieving now, whether that be through internship opportunities for our students or for opportunities for our alums to connect in unique and fun ways. And companies like York Automotive provide those opportunities. I think one of the neatest sponsorships we've done with York Automotive is the Sycamore Santa event that was at the Terre Haute Children's Museum. It was a first-time event last December where we invited kids to come in and their families and get pictures with Sycamore Sam dressed as Santa, which was a really fun event that York Automotive played a big part in.
They're awesome people. He's the most positive person I've been around. I mean, he's always got a smile on his face and he's always got a great story. So I've always appreciated what they've done for us, and I look forward to the future as well because I know they're going to be around here for decades. Him and his wife come to numerous games. They're always cheering on, and they travel to a lot of games as well. So for us to be able to recognize them here tonight, they're well deserving, and they truly care about men's basketball program.
Rob and Tammy are very deserving of the March On Award. They exemplify what it means to give back to Indiana State. They do so without ever wanting recognition, but we're so excited to provide that for them and honor them for their generous contributions through the years to Indiana State.
York Automotive has been a longtime supporter of the Indiana State University Alumni Association. York Automotive generously provides transportation for the Alumni Association. Rob and Tammy truly believe in the mission of Indiana State University, and it shows through their support.
York Automotive is deserving of this March On Award because they're all in. It's really simple. He values the athletic experience. He understands the dynamics of how important athletics is to a university at large, and to have his support means the world to me.
York Automotive is creating a lasting legacy here at Indiana State. They are showing others how important it is to give back to the Sycamores, and through their generosity and philanthropy, their legacy will be remembered for years to come.
Well, tonight, Rob and Tammy, I guess we can say we're not number one. You are. Sorry I had to do that, but please come forward and accept the Indiana State University March On Award. Thought about singing it, but not tonight. Congratulations, Noel. Now, please join me in giving our Philanthropy Award recipients one more round of applause this evening. All right, the final award presentations this evening are the Distinguished Alumni Awards. We'd like to invite Dr. P.J. Thompson, Executive Director of the Alumni Association, to the stage to join President Goddard for the presentation of these awards. There they are. For more than 60 years, Indiana State has presented the Distinguished Alumni Award to more than 300 alumni. Will our past recipients of the Distinguished Alumni Award with us this evening please stand and be recognized? This evening, we have the distinct honor to recognize 3 more deserving Sycamores. Each recipient embodies the true meaning of this award. They represent commitment, service, success, achievement, dedication, and impact. Most importantly, they embody the ideals of Indiana State. Fred Crawford, Diane McKee, and Pam Poor certainly have had their own distinct and personal journeys, yet They possess common characteristics that reflect our university's mission. Each recipient has had extraordinary professional achievements and has been committed to community and public service. Above all, it's evident that Indiana State University has profoundly impacted each of their lives. The experiences that Indiana State alumni have at the university prepares us for success beyond graduation. They also instill the importance of service to our communities and create a strong sense of pride for our alma mater. Tonight, we'll hear about our 2025 distinguished alumni and share their stories through inspiring testimonies from classmates, mentors, colleagues, and friends who have special relationships with our honorees. Now, please direct your attention to the screens to hear more about our first distinguished alumnus, Fred Crawford.
Fred has reached the pinnacle in business.
It's all about the people with Fred.
He's a strategic thinker and also a transformational leader.
Fred and Priscilla are just wonderful people and wonderful Sycamores.
I have many, many wonderful memories of my time here at Indiana State. I had great experiences and formed lifelong friendships. Having grown up in Chicago, I also fell in love with the state of Indiana and the people of Indiana.
Fred has led an amazing career that is inspirational to all of our students. He would say it's about living and working with purpose. We are so fortunate to have Fred Crawford as the first speaker of our Darwin McCallion Executive Leadership Forum. This is a way for us to honor our alumni, but really for them to come back and engage with our students. During that program, Fred has met with our insurance and risk management students, our Gamma Iota Sigma. He is giving of his insight, his time, his experience that has really helped our students understand what a meaningful, amazing career looks like. This is someone that has led a multi-billion-dollar global company with 12,000 employees and a market capitalization of over $50 billion. In all sense of the way, shouldn't he be arrogant? You would think, I cannot imagine, but Fred is humble, he is a servant leader, he listens and he is kind. Who he is reflects what it means to be a Sycamore.
Fred Crawford and I met in the summer of 1981. We had both been recruited to Indiana State to run by Coach Skip Stoley. And during that summer, Fred reached out to me. We both went to high school in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, but we didn't know each other. So he reached out to me just to get together for a run and connect and get to know one another. My impression of Fred from that first encounter was that he was going to be a great teammate. And kind of looking back on it, now I realize that he was a really great leader and team builder too, just because of the way he approached that whole encounter. Fred sets a great example for our current students and our graduates that if you take advantage of the opportunities that life presents you, you're going to have a really great life and career.
In terms of long-term success of our track and field program, I mean, Fred is at the forefront of it. And he just truly wants us to use his time, talents, and treasures to be able to give back to Indiana State Athletics. And he wants us to go from great to excellent.
As a former track athlete, it was really great to get him more connected with our coaches and track student athletes. He values the student athlete experience and wants to support those students.
As an executive, he demonstrates Indiana State University's values of preparing future leaders, encouraging curiosity, upholding integrity, and appreciating diverse perspectives. During his time at Aflac, the company earned several honors, including Ethisphere's most ethical companies, Fortune 100 best companies to work for, and a placement on Fortune's world's most admired companies list.
Fred's the type of person that when you meet him, you felt like you've known him forever. He's such a strong leader in everything that he does, but he doesn't always have to be a heavy voice. He's always that voice of reason, and I think that's what he imparts so much into our students.
Fred is so deserving to be the next distinguished alumnus of Indiana State University. He really values service.
We are so fortunate in the Scott College of Business to have amazing alums, many of them. But there's only one Fred Crawford. He is humble, he is kind, he is smart, and his passion and wisdom just flows. I don't think there's anyone more deserving than Fred Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome distinguished alumnus Fred Crawford.
Thank you. They asked us all to say a few words, so I'll try to keep it to the few. But first of all, after 12 rehearsals, did that sound genuine to you? They took all my edits and suggestions, and it flowed really naturally. But I want to thank. It's really humbling, obviously, to be first of all in this room with all of you, and then also sharing the stage with those honored before me, and then Diane and Pam to come up soon. And I just want to make a few comments. I want to also recognize, Mike, thank you so much for your leadership. You and Catherine have done a wonderful job here early on to make an impact. And I can tell Mike's the type of person that can go wide and go deep, which is the true sign of an executive. Wide in the strategic sense of the word, and deep in that every time I see you, you're hanging around students, which is a sign of a great leader. And so appreciate the work you're doing. I also want to thank Andrea, as well as Dean Terry Doherty and Nathan Christensen. You and your staffs have welcomed me back to university. I was away for quite a long time and really have gotten much more re-engaged with the university really just in the last 2 years, and it's been really rewarding. I've got some special people at the table with me tonight. Priscilla, my wife of 36 years, is here. Yeah. Priscilla went to Drake University, and I've recruited her successfully over to Indiana State. She's wearing all blue tonight, but very, very suspiciously, no real specific markings related to Indiana State. And that's concerning to me, given Drake's colors, but nevertheless, we'll sort of that later. My mother and father are here too. My guys. My mom is 88. My dad is 89. We went to the Indiana State basketball game last night and cheered them on. My mom, about 5 minutes into the game, leaned over to me and said, "There's no excuse for missing the shot when you're that tall." I said. She actually did say that. I said, "You're a guest here, Mom. Cool it off." And fortunately, the second half turned things around. My dad grew up in Boston, so as you can imagine, everybody that grew up in Boston has an immediate kinship with Indiana State. And so, and a particular player, we went to see that player's museum this afternoon and spent time there. And so, really have had a wonderful time back on campus. And then Dan, you saw some pictures of Dan and I running back in the day. Dan and I are lifelong friends, and we happened to be recruited the same year down here from Chicago to be distance runners. A fun fact, Dan and I, when we graduated, we were in the top 10 all-time times for the 5,000 meters here at Indiana State. They keep a top 10 list, and I think we were maybe 3 and 4 when we graduated. I'm going with that. But the record showed Dan was about 3 seconds faster than me, but just 3 seconds. So we were always right together. And then over the years, we dropped from 3 and 4 to 4 and 5, 4 and 5 to 5 and 6. And then eventually, after I think we lasted almost 20 years, we would connect, by the way, and commiserate as we dropped. And then we dropped off the list. And by the way. If you noticed any emotional challenges at home during that period of time, it's a 12-step program to get over when you're dropped off the list. Dan and I have started a movement, however, and the movement is to expand the list to the top 25. And yeah, movement may be a strong word because at the moment it's me and Dan, but we're still doing it. We have a booth outside for signatures when you're done. I really only want to leave you really with one observation and one comment. I've spent, in particularly the last couple of years, but from afar, always appreciating the education that I received here at Indiana State, and I've now learned very, very directly how high a level of quality education that you receive at this university. And I think it's very underestimated and underknown how good an education. And I also have grown to appreciate the athletics program here and what all that brings to the table. And then, in the spirit of Diane coming up here soon, I've never seen a transformation of a campus like I've seen here at Indiana State. From my parents dropped me off here 45 years ago, and we took a tour of the campus today, and they couldn't believe it. And that's the same reaction I've had. It's absolutely beautiful. But what's most important relates to what I learned while I was at AFLAC, and Teresa White, who was president of our U.S. operations, she very much embodies. And that is, we talked about standing in the gap at AFLAC, the gap being economic gaps, families trying to make ends meet, underserved and ignored communities around the country. To the Lemonade Club, by the way, AFLAC Cancer Center is one of the largest childhood cancer centers in the country, located in Atlanta. So make sure you do apply for a job at AFLAC, for God's sakes. Because anybody interviewing you is going to go right past your major, right to the Lemonade project to ask you questions about it. But we really prided ourselves in standing in the gap. And we did that by lifting people up to close the gap, not tearing people down. And so what I'm most proud about associated with Indiana State is that not only deliver a high education, a great and beautiful campus experience, a great athletics and what that brings to the table, you do it in an affordable way, and you do it with a tremendously high percentage of first generation students and Pell Grant eligible students. And that is probably, to me, what you should be and we should all be most proud of. I would argue we play the most important role of any university in this state, and because of that. And the reason is we stand in the gap. Indiana State stands in the gap. So with that, I'll just simply say, go Sycamores, and please have a great evening. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. We are so proud to honor Fred Crawford this evening. Thank you for your remarks and your continued support of this institution and our students. Well, the next Distinguished Alumni Award recipient of the evening is the one and only Diane McKee. Please direct your attention to the video screens to hear more about Diane's decorated career.
Diane McKee is the embodiment of a distinguished alum.
Her level of credibility for Indiana State and for the work that she does for the university is just unmatched.
She's certainly fiercely loyal.
She doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk.
I met Diane back in 2014. Our relationship started when I became the assistant chief. In 2020, 10 weeks into my interim position as Chief of Police Director of Public Safety, COVID-19 hit. She, as the VP of Business and Finance, and myself as the Director of Public Safety, were tasked with figuring out how to keep this campus safe, and that created a really close relationship. Diane has been my only female mentor. As you can imagine, in law enforcement, there's not a lot of female leadership. So growing and learning from Diane has just been invaluable, and being able to call her a friend is just icing on top of the cake.
She's certainly on my very short list of the most important influences for me. I think one of the things she's taught so many of us is that it's always about seeing the big picture for Indiana State. Obviously, she's an alum. She's been in a position of great importance for a long time. There's a phrase I always use that, you're supposed to see the whole board all the time as a chess metaphor. And I think Diane really does a great job of that, and has always done a great job of seeing the whole board, always thinking of the long-term interest for Indiana State. And I think she's influenced a lot of us to do that.
Oftentimes people really don't understand all the investment that Diane and Craig McKee have made to Indiana State, and that's investment in people. I've gotten to meet a lot of the people who Diane has touched over the year, and being able to just kind of see that impact that she's had on their lives is just phenomenal. And then you talk about all the other things that Diane McKee does for our community, philanthropically, leadership-wise, what she's meant to this university. And she made the choice at a young point in her career that this is where she wanted to be and this is where she wanted to continue to invest.
I was going into my junior year at Indiana State. I was a presidential scholar, I was a football player, and worked for Craig's law firm that summer. And so got to know Diane that way. She's just so passionate about Indiana State, and I got to see that firsthand. It was just an awesome way to really get an example of what it meant to not only be an alumnus of Indiana State, but to give back. And she did that through me and helping me develop into the adult that I've become, and also in their giving and the way that they made their contributions to the university.
One of the things I admire most about Diane is her constancy and her steadfastness to her principles. As CFO of any institution, lots of decisions come to your office, and you have to be sensitive to those things, but at the same time, hold up the principles of the university as well as the priorities of the administration and the trustees without seeming to be harsh or dismissive. And I think Diane did that very, very well, as evidenced by her long tenure and continuing popularity with everyone at the university or anyone who had ever came in contact with her. She and Craig are extremely dedicated to the university's mission and the reason we exist.
Diane understands that each student is unique and doesn't take the one-size-fits-all approach. Diane's love for Indiana State University is truly evident, and she is most deserving of this award.
She has dedicated her life to this university, and she never did it for the accolades or the awards. She has just always done it for the right reasons because she wanted to better the university. And I really don't think you could have picked a better person for this award.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome distinguished alumna Diane McKee.
Well, Bob Heaton, I think I've been more nervous about this than I have about appearing before the State Budget Committee, but here it goes. Thank you to President Goddard and the Distinguished Alumni Nominating Committee for this gratifying recognition. I'm truly honored and truly appreciate the significance of this award. Like many of our students today, I began my journey as a first-generation college student commuting to campus. My experience was not shaped by campus activities, but by the classroom and the professors who believed in me and provided a supportive and nurturing learning environment. In the early days, I was an average student, certainly not presidential scholar material, but I was eager to learn, and professors such as Dr. Hank Longfield, Dr. Jim Lane, Dr. Sharon Timmerman, and Dr. Max Douglas, and many others took an interest in me and instilled a desire to learn and to grow. Having changed my major 4 times, like our students often still do today, it took me a little extra time to complete my degree, but those professors supported me every step of the way. Throughout my career, I have been fortunate to learn from many mentors and colleagues. One of those was former President John Moore. A lesson from John stays with me even now. As higher education professionals, our focus must always be on what is best for the institution, not any one person. I vividly recall early in my career meeting with John and voicing a concern that I felt was significant at that time. And he looked at me and said, "Diane, this is not about you. This is about what is best for the university." That point was well taken and never forgotten. It reminds us as alumni that our enduring commitment is to advance Indiana State University and its mission. This evening is a celebration of philanthropy, and I would be remiss not to acknowledge someone who profoundly shaped my perspective on giving, my late father-in-law, Dr. Dale McKee. Dale served with distinction as alumni director and later as executive vice president of the Indiana State University Foundation before retiring as interim vice president for university advancement. His expertise in fundraising and friend-making continues to benefit our university today. Dale also helped mentor me in the higher education environment. It's not always easy, through 6 presidents, 8 provosts, multiple development officers, 5 athletic directors, and 1 John Newton. He was particularly helpful with John Newton. We love you, John, wherever you are. Dale believed that consistent giving through annual contributions or planned gifts creates a lasting legacy. His philosophy was simple yet powerful. Every gift matters because it strengthens opportunities for students and enhances academic programs. I encourage each of us to follow that example and invest in Indiana State's future. Together, we can ensure that generations of students have the resources they need to succeed. It has been an extraordinary privilege to serve Indiana State for the past 38 years. Few alumni have had the opportunity to both work and be honored by this institution, and I am deeply humbled to join that distinguished group, many of whom I have known and admired personally and professionally. Congratulations to my fellow distinguished alumni recipients, Pam Poore and Fred Crawford. Sharing this recognition with you makes this evening even more meaningful. Thank you.
Well, Diane, congratulations on your award. You truly are deserving of this prestigious honor. You're a Sycamore through and through, and the university is proud to have an alumna who is as dedicated as you are. Congratulations one more time. Well, our final honoree of the evening, Pam Poore, is another special Sycamore story. Please turn your attention to the screens to watch the video about Pam.
Pamela Poore is one of the most generous people I know.
She is very authentic.
She's funny. People like to be around her and like to work with her.
She's always looking for ways to give back.
Pam is constantly talking about Indiana State and how it's a great environment for everyone.
She has taken everything that she has learned and developed through her Indiana State University educational background and really pulled it forward. She's using the opportunity that she had to give it to someone else, to teach them that nothing is impossible, and Indiana State provided that for her.
Pam's a giver. She's always been a giver. She's probably one of the people that has one of the biggest hearts that I know, and she likes helping those less fortunate.
Any conversation that we have, she can find a way to bring it back to Indiana State. It doesn't matter if we're in the community, if we're at church, if we're in the business. She's always talking about the impact that Indiana State has. She loves recruiting for the university.
Pam has a love for God, but she also has a love for people. And she has an expression of her faith that helps her to come alongside other people when they're hurting and they need help, when they need the power of presence, when they need resources, when they need guidance, when they need direction. Pam does that over and over and over again.
Pam and her husband James recently signed on with our Preferred Partnership program. And a part of that program is providing tuition assistance to those individuals who are a part of their businesses that they have. And Pam took that very seriously and made sure that her employees understood the benefits of a degree from Indiana State University, but the tuition benefits of being a part of their company and their organization, and is really doing everything she can to make sure that those who perhaps wouldn't have the financial means to go on and get a college education will have that through the Poor Family and their McDonald's locations that they have throughout the Indianapolis area.
Pam remembers the challenges of learning to navigate the collegiate space, and it has inspired her and her family to give back. The scholarships created by the Poor Family will make a difference for generations to come.
She has always been someone who's considered other people, not just doing things that benefited her, but she could see the bigger picture and brought people along with her, and was always concerned that others had an opportunity to succeed as well. So yes, I think Pam deserves this award very much.
Pam is so deserving of this Distinguished Alumni Award because she comes from humble beginnings. She has stayed true to her values.
She thinks the world of ISU. She looks for ways to give back, and she did it long before she was on the foundation board, even before the scholarships. And I just think that she'll always do that. I mean, you talk about a proud sycamore, that's Pam Poor.
Pam is so deserving of this reward from her alma mater because she is the absolute brand ambassador for Indiana State University.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome distinguished alumna Pam Poor to the stage.
Good evening. I need to thaw out first, so if my lips are, if I start slurring my words, it's because I'm still trying to thaw out. First, I would like to thank President Goddard for your leadership, and I would also like to thank the entire Indiana State University staff for all that you do for the students day in and day out. I would also like to thank my family, my husband James and my son Trey, and my two girls who are not here today. My daughter Bailey is in grad school, and my youngest daughter Kendall is on a cruise, so she couldn't be here tonight. I would also like to thank my extended family. They always came and supported me, so I appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. And last but not least, I would like to thank my Heavenly Father, from whom all my blessings flow. It's truly tremendous that I am standing here before you tonight, and that's because of three reasons. And the first one is because of my mother, who is smiling down from heaven tonight. When I was in high school, I had no desire to go to college, but it was my mother who told me, you need to go to college. And because of her, I'm here tonight. And when I came to Indiana State, I came on academic probation. And people often ask me, why do you tell people that you went to Indiana State on academic probation? And I simply say this, you see me now, but I didn't always look like this or live where I live or have the things that I have. And I want them to know that dreams do come true. And that's because of hard work and dedication and having an institution like Indiana State who never gave up on me and provided for me, and provided for me the tools necessary to live out my educational dreams. So if I can do it, you can do it too. But it wasn't just Indiana State. It was also the community. Coming to Indiana State as a first-generation college student, I didn't know what I wanted to major in. So it was those trips to Honey Creek Mall and going into Meese department store that gave me my love for fashion, and I knew that I wanted to major in fashion merchandising. And my junior year, I moved off campus, and my roommate, Basina, who you saw in the clip, she was going to a local church. And I've always had a spiritual foundation, but it wasn't until I started going to church with her that I rekindled that faith. And it was that faith that sustained me throughout my college years. And fast forward, Pastor Johnson, who you also saw in the clip, he moved from Terre Haute back to Indianapolis and started pastoring the Eastern Star Church. And that's where I started going when I graduated, and I met and married the love of my life, my husband, James. And then in 2012, I left my successful marketing career and decided to join my husband in our family business. And I wanted us together to build a legacy for our 3 kids. And so I started learning the business, and I went to Hamburger University, and yes, that's a thing. And after graduating from Hamburger University, in 2015, I too became a McDonald's owner-operator. And now, my whole goal is to reach back and help those students who live in the communities where we do business and our employees, that they too can experience the greatness that Indiana State gave to me and poured into me. And I just want them to have those same opportunities. And so that they too will know that dreams really do come true. So I appreciate this award, and like I said, it's just a tremendous honor. And to Fred and Diane, congratulations as well. Thank you all very much, and God bless you.
Well, again, thank you so much, Pam. Your contributions to Indiana State are amazing, and your energy is infectious. Woo! I don't know about you all, but that was fantastic. Every single one of those. I am continuously in awe of the stories we hear at this event. This has been an inspiring evening. The passion for Indiana State University brought us together, but the stories we've heard and the memories we have shared have united us beyond this evening. It was said earlier tonight, and I'll say it again, Indiana State is an amazing place where the faculty and staff do extraordinary things to transform our students and our programs. As we bring this evening's program to a close, I'd like to invite Foundation Board member Rita Burns-Sinsman to the podium.
Thank you, Rondrell. What a wonderful evening it has been. One filled with stories of achievement, generosity, and the incredible spirit that defines Indiana State University. Tonight, we've been reminded of what makes this place so special: our people, our purpose, and our shared belief in the power of education to transform lives. As our time together comes to a close tonight, I hope you leave here feeling inspired by the Sycamores we've celebrated and by the impact that each of you continues to make. The Be So Bold campaign has shown what we can achieve together. But more than the number that we achieved in the Be So Bold campaign, more than the number itself, it represents opportunity, hope, and a promise to the next generation. If any of the stories you heard this evening moved you as they moved me, I invite you to consider how you might continue to be part of that promise. There is a QR code on the back of your program and one on the table numbers. Please consider making a gift today in honor of someone we celebrated tonight, or a program or an initiative at Indiana State that you are passionate about. Every act of generosity strengthens our community and ensures that Indiana State remains a place where students can dream boldly and achieve greatly. Thank you for being here tonight, for your time and your unwavering belief in this university that we all love. Together, we are building a culture of care and a legacy of opportunity that will carry Indiana State forward for generations to come. Have a wonderful evening, have safe travels home, and thank you again for all you do for our Sycamore family. Good night.
Well, again, I'll say it again, your generosity is appreciated. The Indiana State experience wouldn't be what it is today without the contribution of our donors. If you're as inspired as I am by the generosity and the accomplishments of our honorees, please consider making a gift, as Rita just mentioned. You can scan the QR codes on the back of your program, make a gift online. Again, congratulations to all of the honorees, and thank you so much for attending the President's Dinner. Good night, drive safe, and go Sycamores.